Where are you from? Where are you from
I'm
originally?
from Wilmington, North Carolina, originally. Which for the longest time, a group of filmmakers that I currently know out here, they're also from Wilmington, and they called it Wilmywood for the longest time.
Wilmywood.
Wilmywood. So before Pinewood Studios opened, before the big transition, ATL boom, all that stuff, Wilmington, North Carolina housed the largest sound stages on the East Coast.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, Screen Gems EUE, which now it's not even called, I think it's called Cineverse. Cinespaces bought Screen Gems. And that, like, Pirates of the Caribbean was done there. A bunch of the Marvel movies were done there.
Yeah.
Under the Dome. I mean, you can look it up. It stayed pretty fervent for a long time. And everybody was like, are you just going to stay here? And I was. But Pat McCrory, I stood on stage with Governor Pat McCrory from North Carolina when he did his campaign, Film Equals Jobs. Ran his entire campaign on Film Equals Jobs, gets in office 2 months after he's elected. He himself writes to have the tax incentive removed, demolish the tax incentive. And it was unreal to see. But that night, every production, there were, I think, 6 production, every soundstage was full. We're talking huge sets, everything.
Yeah. I mean, everyone had planned to
Everybody
make that kind of boom.
Yeah, because they had like 6 projects going out of just that one area. Big, huge, like $100 million type show running operations. All of them overnight. They loaded them up in trucks, drove all the way to Atlanta.
Wow,
80,000 jobs overnight gone.
that's insane.
Yeah.
And I've heard of Nollywood, I've heard of Bollywood, but I've never heard of Wilmywood.
Yeah, well, you haven't heard of it.
I'm
because
guessing
it
that's why
didn't
we have
catch.
never heard of Wilmywood again,
Yeah.
because it doesn't exist anymore. Like, it's the tax incentives are gone. Are they back again?
They're back. They are back. Oddly enough, and it was run before Cine Spaces bought it. It was run by a family, and I won't say their name, but they were very choosy. Coming from a land of complete independent projects and like lots of really good filmmakers coming out of the East Coast in that area, North, South Carolina. Prior to the Georgia boom, there were tons of really good filmmakers in Georgia, and these guys would not let productions like operate out of their sound stages. They would rather them be empty. True story. They would rather them be empty than work out a deal that is specific to the needs of a show. And then it got worse when DC made the TV show Swamp Thing. Are you familiar? So DC came in, and man, did they spend some money. Like, so much so that we were just like, man, like, the people that own this infrastructure are never going to be the same.
Yep, because they're used to that big
It was
bucks.
so much money. So much money. You can do your research if you want to put, like, it was so much money. That's how much money it was down at the bottom.
How much money was it?
How much was it? It was a lot of money. And the crazy part about that deal was, from what I was told, DC paid for 2 years up front, and then they canceled the show after the first year. So the people that own the studio were just riding high, and they're just like, yo, we've got a cachet of resources, so we're going to say no to all these small films because we can.
Yep.
And that's what happened. Like, nothing wanted to go there because it was not film friendly. I've got a friend, Dominic Santana, business partner of mine, lifelong friend. He has made in the past year, he personally has brought $1.5 million to the state to film there. And we're talking like Tubi original type films, or we just did one for BET. He partnered, like, his company. He and I partnered on one with a company called Swirl Films. Huge, They're huge in Atlanta. Eric Thomasounis is a great guy. I've known him for 20 years as well. And we were all just curious. Like, we hadn't seen each other in like a decade. And then, we're doing this production together, and we're asking the same questions. Like, why why don't we do more films here, in our home state? And the reason is, it's just like nobody really wants to make it happen. Like everybody's jaded, or from my experience, the people that are there make really good money because they're only union jobs that go there. So that when they're working, they're like, oh, I'm only going to work for these 6 months. But in those 6 months, they're going to make $100,000. Like
That's a good half a year.
That's a great half year. And so guess what they do? Because the cost of living is so cheap there, they just are like, how much you paying? And rather than go and work for, $300 a day, they're just like, no, I'm good, man. I need my my union minimums. And it's just like, so in my opinion, that's a reflection of everything that's currently going on in the Atlanta or in the LA market. Like, and if you want to get into how I feel about that, we can.
No, we don't need to get into that. That's a whole nother podcast. We can have you back. We can have you back at a later time.
Thanks for spending your time with us today on the More For Me and You podcast. If you've made it to the end, we appreciate you. Now, go do us a quick favor. Please like, comment, and share this episode. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode with the incredible guests we have coming up. You can also follow us at Momi2 Podcast on Instagram and on TikTok. Oh, and for your next movie night, check out the Momi2 app. It's free and packed with amazing movies and shows you've probably never seen. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you in the pod.